Leo working on wheat aphids. We have collaboration here with Dr. Poonam, and we are focusing these two aphids because I personally think we should, if we make some progress with this, we could reduce the use of insecticides in many areas. So this is a new area we could work together. Next slide, please. Speed backcrossing, I was mentioning or didn't mention maybe, this speed breeding facility is a great asset to rapidly introgress new genes in your breeding materials or into a new variety which is just being about to be released or released. So if you could easily make 3 back crosses. That's what we think. Maybe four gets difficult if you have to make crosses, but in case of wheat, 3 back crosses we can make. So we are also introgressing some genes into breeding gene pool. Next slide, please. Quality briefly, because there will be a discussion, so I thought I should add a little bit on quality. At CYMMYT we have a good lab like you have with Dr. Sevaranji and also at Ludhiana and few other places. Grain quality, flour and milling quality, as well as gluten and use, all are measured. It's a really major effort by them to deliver data in such a short time, but all is being done. Something is strange happening. Next slide, please. So because we have data for so many lines now, you could see what glutenin alleles give you, or their combinations, because there are 36 different alleles if you think about for glutenins in wheat, and we need to fish the best one and put them together. So there is a lot of learning here based on many years of data which has been accumulated on over 1,000 of lines. And in our case, we do our quality analysis and from grain samples which come from high yielding environment. Most places you will see the high quality wheat comes from drought stressed environments where protein offsets some of the quality deficits. So if you are looking for good quality wheat, you have to explore them in CYMMYT materials which you have, and you have released many good quality wheats so over this last some years. So I don't think quality from genetic side is the issue. There are agronomic management issue will come if you want to move in that direction. Next slide, please. Next one. Okay, this is close to my heart, because what we do, if it doesn't get to farmers, doesn't make much sense. So some years back, we started this major pre-release seed multiplication exercise, and I think that there are 2 countries where this concept very well being implemented. One is India, the other one is Ethiopia, you know. So there you start multiplying the seed before even it's released, and congratulations to everyone. Dr. G.P. Singh, you really took this forward, and you can tell more about it, but I quote it as an example, because if you want to deliver your impact faster, we have to focus on seed, and you guys have done it. Just the example of variety DBW 187 released in 2019. Who would have thought? I think it's maybe 5 million. You were saying maybe DDG saw things 4 million, so I went for your boss and put 4 million. But it's it's a major success story, we need to talk about that. It's not just research, little bit changes in our thinking and a small investment. In fact, the investment which generates income back over time once you set it up, and not just for the institution. Very importantly, for many small seed producers. Because I remember in 2020 when you took me to that farmer and I said, what? And he said, crop was not even heading that time. And he said, I have sold the seed. I said, what do you mean you have sold the seed? He said, people have already bought 100 rupees per kg. So that is the story. You have a new product which is a good and marketing can be done. There are many small farmers who get into that business and benefiting. So it helps improve their income. So look guys, wheat was at one time thought, oh, it's a public sector crop, seed is difficult, hybrid crops are better. What I am seeing now, we are reaching many more farmers with better new pure line varieties than the hybrid crops are reaching in many areas of the world. Next slide, please. I just want to make few comment on gene editing because there is a lot in the press happening these days. I quote 3 examples. They all are very recent, 22. There are many more. One was with powdery mildew, the MLO gene in barley, which gave durable resistance to powdery mildew in barley. The Chinese group, they developed, is basically you have to silence the MLO alleles on all 3 genomes in wheat. There was an earlier work, but this work came again where some of their edited line they called TAMLO R32 deletion mutant does not have yield penalty, so that came in Nature. Another very interesting work on yellow rust resistance, where they think they have hit and silenced the genes which pathogen requires for the susceptibility. So that work came from China. We know very well that group. In fact, we have a joint project with them. They are promising to give those lines, though I know the government has lots of restriction there. But that's another big, let's say, achievement of gene editing in wheat. Then you probably read about yield in rice by the overexpression of OS-DREB1C gene. Okay, even if it's not 40% yield increase, even if it's 10%, it's even worth it. So we need clear policy. We need open minds. All technologies are good if we can embrace them. And we need well-targeted investment plans for success. Next slide, please. To conclude, I hope I've been able to talk about the partnership, which I believe has been so crucial. At least I have seen that in my almost 40-year career working with many different countries in India and many smaller countries where you have much smaller group of people working with wheat. So it has been crucial for delivering new varieties with higher rates of genetic gain in farmers' field to enhance productivity. Climate resilience. We are already faced this year, right now, you could see the effect of climate change. I was shocked last month when I was in UP and Bihar. And of course, disease resistance and nutritional while meeting market needs, the demands. I eat few chapatis now than when I was young, but I want those chapatis to be really good. Maybe one chapati should be good. So we need to see how what people want, and we also need to give that to them. Next slide, please. Finally, I was choosing what picture I should put. So I put this one from BGRI 2009. Several of you are probably hiding in that group. And one of the things Dr. Bullock, before he passed away, there he is in the photo on wheelchair, he said, we have to keep the herd together. Means we all need to work together because the future is complex. We individually, we will not be able to resolve it. So the collective, the partnership, working together, open dialogue is very important. And I'd like to thank all of you who have all these years have collaborated with CYMMYT, and we are really fortunate to have you here and have the opportunity to work with each of you. And I feel indebted that you chose to be a nice partner and collaborator all these years. And my sincere thanks to all of you for this, and with this helping our farmers and many other people who are consumers of wheat. Thank you very much. Also all the donors who have contributed with financial support.